This presentation focuses on security and is part of a series called Technology Challenges Your Business Will Face in 2013. We'll be covering different ways the small to medium-sized business can be breached, penalties your business can face if breached, and ways to minimize the risk to your business. We define the small medium-sized business as being less than 250 users in the environment. Why are small medium businesses at risk? Small medium businesses tend to offer the path of least resistance. A lot of business owners don't think they are at risk because they are a small business, and therefore they don't take the necessary precautions to protect themselves. Here's a quote from Larry Ponemon of the Ponemon Institute, which is a very reputable organization that deals with privacy and data protection issues. Small medium businesses feel like they are immune. They are not immune. They are absolutely on the list of potential targets of cyber criminals. This quote should be enough to warn you that you need to take security very seriously. Here's further reason to be worried. Hacktivists. This is a room full of people whose mission is to hack into systems, create viruses, and wreak havoc on businesses with no preference as to whether your business is large or small. Why? They have various motives: political, state, government, corporate espionage, organized crime. When someone breaks in, gets a credit card number, your number and information can be sold on the black market for $1 per credit card number. The hacker breaks in, gets 100,000 numbers, easy money. Here's a look at some statistics. These statistics are according to a report compiled by the Verizon Risk Team. In 2010, there were 761 confirmed breaches. In 2011, there were 855. A new report came out just recently for 2012, and the number of confirmed breaches went down to 621, which is really good news. The small business community recognized they had to tighten things up, and in 2012, the number of confirmed breaches in small businesses went down to 193 from 239. So now we're starting to see a drop. This means a lot of organizations have taken the necessary steps to secure their systems. However, there are still a lot of businesses that need to do so. Technology Industry Association interviewed 500 executives. 76% had some sort of virus, breach, or problem related to unauthorized access of data. Out of the 76%, half of them said it was serious. They suffered financial losses, data was lost, intellectual property was taken, and they lost the ability to conduct day-to-day business. When you get a virus on your computer, not only is it really frustrating, it takes time out of your day. It can take hours and hours to get it cleaned and back to where it should be. And those serious breaches are now warranting some pretty hefty fines. If those breaches result in the loss of data, not only do you go through the embarrassment that you lost personal data, you can also get fined because of data protection regulations. So this company, Lifestyles Forms and Displays, lost $1.2 million, which was taken out of their bank account. How did they do it? An employee responded to a phishing email, clicked on a link, which in turn downloaded keystroke logging malware. Their keystrokes got logged, and they happened to be in accounting and were responsible for wire transfers. Very simple, very quick. The company did end up getting their data back, but it took months. So just think about what could happen if somebody gets a hold of your data. Cybercrime. This small business lost $15,000 via payroll transactions. Someone got a hold of their payroll account, wrote a bunch of invalid checks, and cashed them. The business figured it out when someone was going through the bank account reconciliation and they didn't recognize the foreign names. It doesn't have to be a lot to be a pain. It can take a really long time to get these resolved. A local regulation you need to be concerned about is Mass Chapter 93H. Some call it 201 CMR 17. Others call it Massachusetts Personal Information Privacy Act. If your organization has only one employee, you have to comply. Anyone doing business in the state of Massachusetts who collects or stores personal information has to comply. One of the requirements is a written information systems plan. The plan needs to be updated every year, and part of the process is to educate your employees as to what's in it. For more information on the requirements, you can go to mass.gov and search for 201 CMR 17. Here are some examples of fines for Mass Privacy Act violations. Belmont Savings Bank was fined $7,500 when an unencrypted backup tape containing 13,000 client records was left on a desk and went missing. Another paid $110,000. This was a restaurant chain and was the first one to be fined under this act. And Mass General Hospital was fined $1 million when an employee left patient records on a bus. So as you can see, the fines can be quite costly. It's important that you take your information systems plan very seriously. Here's an example of why encryption software on your laptop is important. The Mass Eye and Ear Institute Infirmary, a very well-known organization in Mass, for a violation under the Health Information Portability and Privacy Act, otherwise known as HIPAA, they paid a fine of $1.5 million because they lost a laptop and the data on it was not encrypted. The measures to prevent these vulnerabilities would have been far less expensive. So how are you targeted as a small business? Cyber criminals have developed dozens of ways to exploit the vulnerabilities that may exist in your business. From email scams that target employees to malware that gathers sensitive information, the attacks are complex and effective. Knowing what you're up against will help you protect against it. Here's an interesting stat from the Cybersecurity Alliance. 85% of small businesses think they're safe from breaches. And of those 85%, 77% have no policy at all in-house. Policies can be as simple as just letting employees know they need to change their password on a periodic basis, or identifying confidential information, informing them not to share it. 49% haven't even thought about being breached. So there's a false sense of security out there, and you need to take action to protect your business. How can you protect your business? What do you need to do? On the technology side, secure your data. Think about who has access to what. Make sure all your operating systems and software are updated. Secure your wireless, including your home wireless. Your wireless devices at home could be broadcasting out to other people that they're available for them to get on and access. So if you don't have a password on it, someone could access your information at home. And if you're connected to the office, they can get that information too. Make sure all your virus protection's updated. Make sure you have a firewall. A firewall is a device that protects information from being transmitted into and out of your office. Information that you don't want transmitted in and out. Make sure you have the ability to wipe any mobile device that are used for business regardless of who owns it. And make sure backup data and data that's portable is encrypted. Then there's the non-technical. Educate your employees on what a phishing email is. Don't respond when you see one. Make sure that you have that information security plan and you're reviewing it annually. Make sure your policies and procedures are enforced. Make sure there's a separation of duties. Don't let the one doing the invoices be the one that's doing the deposits or balancing the books. Reconcile your bank accounts on a monthly basis. If it's electronic, you can always do it more frequently. Insurance. There's insurance out there to protect your business if you suffer a breach. These are just good normal business practices that can protect you from risk. Thank you for taking your time today, and if you would like more information on data security and protecting your business, please contact us at 508-983-1990 or via email at info@ceservices.com. You can always visit our website, www.ceservices.com. Thank you.